Hari Om Yogis special edition today from my car. We're going to talk a little bit about a few suggestions, tips to deal with stress, with anxiety, with tension. Had a neighbor, a friend, a passenger earlier. He was asking me a few tips, and I didn't have anything in this particular topic. So we're gonna do this video now to make it happen, so that for him and also for anyone else who may need it, I'm gonna share a few tips, a few quick things that we can do to help alleviate the stress, the tension, the anxiety, these kind of things. But before we begin, let's start as usual with our 3 ohms. Back straight. Let's breathe in. Very well. Let's place our hands together. Close our eyes for a few moments. Keep our back straight, eyes closed, mouth closed, body still. Very well. Let me raise the windows here to minimize the noise, the street noise, as much as possible. So, a few simple tips, things that we can apply easily to help alleviate stress, tension, anxiety, these kind of issues. What we just did at the beginning, repeating the Om, and if you notice in the way that I do it, that we did it there, make it long. Inhale, Om. Leave a silence in between. Inhale, and then again, Om. So if you put a timer in your phone, in your watch, and let's say you give yourself 3 to 5 minutes just repeating this sound, and after the timer rings, maybe 1 minute or 2 in silence there with eyes closed, back straight. This will definitely help with stress, with tension, with anxiety, these kind of issues. And I'm gonna give many little tips like this. Today I'm not going to go so much into why and how come and the science behind it, because I don't want to make this video too long. Play with it, experiment, try them out, apply, stick with what works for you. So Om, timer 3 to 5 minutes, repeating this sound, and then after you're done, maybe 1 or 2 minutes sitting in silence. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, with the breathing exercises. I'm going to go into 2 breathing exercises today. So you're going to place your hands on your abdomen. You're going to inhale. Feel that the abdomen fills up. You're going to hold it. And you're going to exhale. Feeling that the abdomen goes in. Inhale. Abdomen comes out, right? Hold it. Exhale. Abdomen comes in. Play with the amount of time that you're holding depending on your capacity. You want to hold it for a time that you feel, okay, I'm making an effort. I'm definitely holding it more than I normally would. Usually most people just breathe in and out without holding. So you hold, you want to feel a little bit challenged, but you do not want to feel that you overexerting yourself. So you don't want to feel like if I'm holding, and then when you exhale, because you're running out of breath, that means you're holding it too long. So you should be able to hold it and then let go in a controlled manner. That way you know, okay, I'm holding it a right amount. If when the air needs to come out, it just comes out completely uncontrolled, that means you've been holding it too long. So do that again. Set a timer, 3 to 5 minutes, just doing this exercise. Inhale, hold, exhale, inhale, hold, exhale. And then again, sit in silence and stillness for about, 2-3 minutes, breathing normally after you're done with that. That's tip number 2 with breathing. One more breathing exercise. Left nostril. So with your right hand, you cover the right nostril. 2 to 3 minutes on your timer. Breathing in and out through the left only. You can simply just breathe in and out through the left only, or you can breathe in, hold, and breathe out through the left, covering the right nostril completely. Again, another video, we may go into all of these things, the why and the how come and all of these things. I guess they're important, they can be informative, but honestly, if I go into it now, what does it matter if your anxiety, if your tension is still there? Play with it. If it works for you, stick with it. So you have those 2 breathing exercises. You have the Om. What other tips we can give? We can also play with being a little more physically active. And more physically active, and also in contact with nature, even better. If you're physically active at home and you do some yoga, some stretching, some push-ups at home, that will definitely help. You can try that as well. But if you have access to nature, where you can walk in a park, where you can walk on the beach, where you can walk where there's open air, where there's lots of trees, lots of greens, that will help. If you can walk barefooted on the ground, on the grass, even better. If you do, let's say, a walk, 40-minute walk, 45-minute walk, if you have an hour, great. Make it a daily to-do list. Every day I'm going to walk for 45 minutes. Walk and come back. Try that. Open air, great. So physical activity. What else? You can also try diet. Sometimes we feel very stressed, very tense, anxiety is building up. If you, depending on your capacity and your circumstances, on your own system, on your different health issues, you may try fasting. Give yourself 2 or 3 day fast. You can start, if you're not familiar with fasting, you can say, okay, these 2 days or 3 days, I'm only gonna drink juice. Natural juice better, homemade juice better. Now, if you say juice and then you just drink Snapple, for example, or Tropicana from not the best, it may still be better than just eating regular, but it's honestly not recommended. So when I say juices, you make your own fruit juice, or you water, honey, lemon, or coconut water, only liquids for these 2 or 3 days. Help detox the system. Sometimes the stress, the tension, and all of these things come and manifest as a result of our system not being too clean, different things going on there. So when you fast, it kind of cleanses the system. It gives you a little mental clarity, and then you be careful with your diet going forward. So play with fasting. If you can do it on water alone, depending on your circumstances, or water, honey, lemon, or just coconut water, great. 2-3 days. If you can manage that, awesome. Be careful with the fasting, because if you are very physically active doing things outside and you're not used to it, then this may be an issue for you. Also, if you have issues with your sugar, with your blood pressure, all of these things take into account. Play with it, know your limits, Maybe you can gradually work yourself up to it. So gradually, a good example would be, okay, I'm only going to eat fruit salad and green salad, one portion of fruit salad, one portion of green salad for 2-3 days. That's your version of fasting. That's as far as you can go, where you can feel comfortable, and of course, some liquids, and you're fine. Then little by little, okay, maybe just fruit salad and juices. Great. Now you're working yourself up. Then maybe just juices, and maybe just one day water, honey, and lemon, or just teas or coconut water for 3 days, 2-3 days. This will help. So these are a few tips. The company you keep, the people you talk to, the kind of things that you are watching on TV, on social media. Try to keep the content, the things that are coming in through your senses, through your eyes, through your ears, the people you surround yourself with. Try to keep the environments as uplifting, as relaxing as possible. So I hope that those few tips help. Ultimately, the best tip I can give on these things for anxiety, tension, stress, is for you to start the practice of mantra yoga meditation, where you go to a yoga center, one of our many yoga centers. Start attending. Here in New York, we have a few. Personally, I attend 2, one in Queens, one in the Bronx. You can take your pick. I think we have one in Jersey. We also have another one in the Bronx that I'm not currently attending much to. But you go to one that you feel comfortable with, that's maybe close to you. Start going to a couple of lectures, inquire about the initiation into mantra yoga meditation, and then you will be initiated. That means you receive a mantra by a qualified instructor, and then you can sit 30-minute a mental exercise in the morning, 30-minute in the afternoon or night. With this regular practice, all of these things and many more will just be a thing of the past. The tension, the stress, the things. This is the best out of all these other things that I tell you. This is the best practice. And if on top of that you can do some exercise and apply some of the other tips that I mentioned, and maybe get involved in the center where the environment is great, and working a little bit there, giving some volunteer service, all of these things will definitely help. But the best thing is the practice, your personal practice of mantra yoga meditation. However, if you're not ready to take that step yet, or you want to try these other things, you maybe have other priorities at the moment, then these few tips that we mentioned hopefully can help you deal with stress, with tension, with anxiety, with these kind of things. Especially in these days with global pandemic and all of these viruses going around, we know that stress, tension, anxiety tend to bring down our immune system. Maybe at times where these things are not going on, we can kind of afford to be tense, be stressed, be anxious. And okay, it's not pleasant, but fine. But in times like this of global pandemic, you want to be at your best, mentally, physically, spiritually, because you never know. Your immune system is up, and any little thing that comes, you can manage. Your body and mind, you're ready, and you're not depleted already by this stress, by this anxiety, these tensions. So very important. Hopefully we can apply some of these things. I hope some of these help. If you have any more suggestions of your own, any more tips of your own, I know there's a few fellow yogis and yoginis that are very experienced that are already subscribed and have commented on my channel here and there. Feel free. You guys can also add a few tips of your own in the comments. I look forward to hearing them, to reading them, and hopefully they can help others as well. And if you found this video helpful, make sure that you share it, make sure that you like, that you subscribe. The algorithm on these things here on YouTube, it favors the channel grows faster when people are subscribing, when they're liking, when they're commenting, when they're sharing. So make all of that happen, and hopefully this could be a positive influence, not just for you, but for many other people in the future. Okay, Hari Om, guys. Let's finish with 3 ohms. Let's breathe in. Oh.